I think when you see I know I did, when I used to see somebody who was a millionaire when I was young, I thought they had a secret no one else did. I thought they like carried a little box and like they'd open it and like sunbeams would shoot out, like, oh, that's it, that's how you become a millionaire. And it's not. It's all the little things. It's all the little things you've already heard that you're not implementing in your life. What's up, man?
How's it going, brother?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Hi.
Hey, Dean.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Off you go. All right, well, we're here with Dean Graziosi. Thank you for being here. Known for motivation, entrepreneurship, and real estate. So what strategies do you use to stay consistent to the commitments that you make for you
Really
and
good
your
question.
company?
So when I really dug into it, I love to leave a legacy for my kids. I love that we're setting a new standard in this industry. I love to impact people. All those things are great, but it really wasn't what was in my heart. When I really dug into it, I realized, number one, I never wanted to go backwards. So as a kid, for me again, and I'm just encouraging you to get out of here and get into your heart. When you feel an emotion attached to your goal, life changes. When you get chills, when you feel different, when your physiology changes, you know that you went past the point of thinking and you're in the part of feeling. And feeling anchors in the motivation to keep going, right? So when I really dug into it, maybe these resonate with you, maybe they don't, so you can pick your own. But what came to mind for me in my heart was I never want to go backwards. Like I said, my parents were married a bunch of times. I moved. I had different stepbrothers, stepsisters, different schools, no money for lunch some days. And I literally lived in a bathroom for about 6 months with my dad. Like all these crazy things. And that was all designed for me, no complaints. But at that moment, I realized I never want to go back there. And I don't want to go back to stay in Motel 6. I like the Four Seasons, you know? Like, I don't want to go back there. But that emotion was strong. But I went even deeper. I'm like, well, why is that important to me? Why don't I ever want to go backwards? And the next one was, and if you have kids, you know what I'm talking about, is I wanted to give my kids choices. Not raise entitled kids and give them everything they want. Just the choices in life, right? And because I remember being a kid feeling I didn't have any choices. My parents made decisions, and to me, they seemed like really dumb decisions. So on choices, and then I was completely in my heart. And the next thing I did is I realized when I said, why is that important? Is I wanted to be in control of my life. And that changed everything for me. Because for me, moving all those times and having different family members in different schools and not having money and being evicted out of the trailer we lived in, I was never in control as a kid. I'd be in a new neighborhood and new friends, finally not be the new kid that gets picked on, finally get friends, then move to a new school, start over, move to a new school, and different stepdads, So for me personally, I just wanted control of it. I don't want anybody to tell me how to live or how to dress or how to talk or what I do for a living. I mean, I pick my kids up from school at least 4 days a week at 2:30. Nobody's gonna tell me I can't do that, right? I coach Little League, I coach softball, I coach flag football. Last night before I came, I stayed late because I went to flag football at my son's first practice. I wanna do those things when I wanna do it. Now, and I'm not bragging because I went through hell to get here and I'm on the other side of it. I realize that, but it's worth every bit of it. But I want to tell you, when the partner steals the money, the relationship ends, your family doesn't support you, the advertising you were using shifts and it's no longer available, the product you were going to sell, someone else took it and ripped it off. If you just think, I want financial freedom, that's why I'm going to this event, it's not enough. Financial freedom doesn't drive you. Financial freedom is one of those things where you go, and then when something goes sideways, you check out and you ride the plateau for the rest of your life. Right? When you get out of your head into your heart, when I have tough times, which I still do, when the shit goes sideways, I don't go, I gotta keep my business thriving, I gotta bring the money in. I say, no, I'm not going backwards. I'm gonna let my kids are gonna have choices, and I'm gonna live life exactly the way I want. I need to be in control. When I say those three things, it literally sparks me to push through harder and faster. I would shoot through a glass wall. I would dig a tunnel. I'd do anything I could because I'm not gonna let any of those fail. So I know life gets consuming, life gets difficult, time is hard to find, Start saying no to the shit in your life that doesn't empower your bigger future. The things that don't take you, they don't serve God, they don't serve the universe, they don't serve a bigger version of you, they don't serve making more money, they don't serve your family. If it doesn't do that, throw it away, figure the stuff out that moves the needle in your life, and then apply that why, that emotion to the things that only move the needle and say no to the rest. And that's not, I'm not brilliant, you've heard this before, but people need to do it. You know, I think, and I don't mean to keep going here, but this is something really important. I think when you see I know I did, when I used to see somebody who was a millionaire when I was young, I thought they had a secret no one else did. I thought they like carried a little box and like they'd open it and like sunbeams would shoot out like, oh, that's it, that's how you become a millionaire. And it's not. It's all the little things. It's all the little things you've already heard that you're not implementing in your life, right? So the one thing is when stuff goes sideways is stack the good against what could go wrong, and it really counterbalances you. And then the biggest thing that got me through, and I'd love to say that I knew this, and this was just, I knew it as I was going through it. This is retrospect. This is looking back and being like, how the hell did I get through all that shit? Is I used to say to myself, who do I not want to be? And I don't want to be a guy that used to be popular. I don't want to be a guy that used to have a successful company. I don't want to be the guy where people say, oh, he's a dreamer, I knew that wouldn't work. I just don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be somebody who tried and failed. So when I start thinking, hey, it's 5 years from now and you're the guy that used to be successful, how does that feel? And it disturbs me so much that it will immediately have me create a compelling future. And I'll go from saying, hell no, I'm not going to be that person, and hell yes, I want to be that, this compelling new version of me. Yeah. So nothing fancy other than some of it's painful, some of it I beat myself up, but whatever it takes. I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever it takes. Some people run away from pain, some people want to run towards pleasure.
Right.
Whatever it is that motivates you, do it. If you're in a painful situation, don't ignore it. Feel the pain. Look in the mirror and go, wow, I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 60. This is all life has to offer. You're pathetic. Like literally, if that feels painful, because pain will cause action. Somebody gets throat cancer, it's painful, they stop smoking then. Like if you can emulate pain to get you to move, you don't want to live in that pain place, but if it can get you out of the gate, then once you get out of the gate, you start focusing on the bigger future, then you leave the past behind you.
You've been somebody that's been able to build a big company, but you've also been very successful at personal branding or spending an enormous amount of time, effort, resource to getting a message of all the things you're talking about now. What lessons have you learned that may be beneficial for other people to learn?
Great question. I think we have too much training on how to be a good salesperson. Like sales bug everybody. Like sales just bug everybody, and it's the silliest thing in the world. Sales are the oxygen of every successful company. If people don't sell, they're not successful. People think if they build the right widget, they build the right thing, if you build it, they will come. It's the biggest lie in the history of the world. Every once in a blue moon, there's an outlier. You build something and it goes viral, but the other 5 million projects failed because people were afraid to sell. They just thought if they wrote a good enough book, people would buy it. They won't. If people are watching this, they probably see my ads all over. We just passed 400,000 copies shipped of my newest book. It's on its way to 1 million copies. I sell hard, because I know if I get my book in people's hands, it changes their life. But what I could share is if you can reframe what selling means to you, if you can realize that if you have something that can change people's lives, you're doing them a disservice if you don't get them to engage. I know my book changes lives. All 5-star reviews. People go nuts when they buy my book. The only people who complain are the people who didn't buy it, right? So I'm ethically obligated to sell, is the way I look at it in my eyes. But then, what I would share is we are at this place with social media, and we have access to everything. People are sick of the hype. I feel this is something that's extremely valuable for everybody watching. Like, we're back to blue jeans. Like, nobody wants to see them get rich overnight and hold up $50,000 checks or get a Lamborghini like mine. Like, or if it's the weight loss, like, take this pill and have 6-pack abs in 6 minutes. Like, people are just done. They know that shit. It's a lie. I think we're at a place right now that the more authentic you are, the more real you are, the more enthusiastic you are, you can outsell some so-called fancy salesperson. So I think one of the advantages of being alive today, whether you have a business, want to start a business, want to scale a business, is get deeper, get more authentic, get more real. Be the best, realest version of you on camera, in your writing, in your presentations, in your sales, and watch it grow.
Where did that certainty come from in the belief in you? Just
Over
like what
time.
you just said.
Over time.
And when did you become aware of that certainty, and when did you impact that or implant that certainty in? I need to offer what I have to other people because I'm that certain about it. Where did that
That's a
come
really
from?
good question. Time. I don't think I've been 20 years in teaching people how to be more successful. This is my 20th year. And I would say in the beginning, I was just like, wow, I can do it, you can do it. I wasn't that smart, I didn't have money, I did it, you can do it. And then over time, I realized and went deeper and deeper and realized in the human condition is we're designed to screw shit up. We're designed, you give somebody a business on how to sell $20 bills for $10 and they'll find a way to say it can't be real, or it doesn't work where I live, or what if the bills are fake, or let me read all the contracts first. Like we've created this self-sabotage. This is just my archaic way of saying it. I'm not a scientist or know any of this, but here's what I believe. What I believe is our subconscious wants to protect us. Go, hey man, if you don't try it, then we'll be okay. That can't be real. That can't be right. So I think we build all these barriers that protect us from failing, and we have to fight that. We have to push through that. We have to find a way to self-investigate, to learn through our own experience with each individual thing. If that makes sense.
What does success mean to you?
Oh man, there's a million. In my 20s, it would have meant, I couldn't wait to retire my parents in my 20s. And I liked having money. I mean, I did. I liked not worrying about money. If I wanted to go someplace, I wanted to travel, I wanted to go to a nightclub and get bottle service in my 20s. That was amazing. Maybe that's what success was, in retiring my parents. 30s was probably something different. Success to me right now in my life is just the choice of what I do with my time. For me, success is, yes, like I said yesterday, I delayed a dinner I had last night because I wanted to be at my son's first flag football practice of the year for his winter ball. I wanted to make it so if he has a good play, when he looks over, his dad's standing there. And he did, twice. And I'm like, I'm the richest guy in the world. Literally, I'm the richest man alive. My daughter pitches in softball. She's really, really good for a 12-year-old. And she practices 2 or 3 days a week. And the only person she's ever thrown to is me. So 2 or 3 days a week, if she's in the mood to pitch, I don't care if I'm in the middle of a meeting closing $1 million deal. If my daughter calls and she's like, Dad, I feel like pitching. I'm like, I drop everything, I race out 100 miles an hour, and I catch for my daughter. As silly as that sounds, that's success to me.
That's awesome. So what is life to you?
What is life? Really good question. I think it's and this is quite, and I've never answered this way until the place I'm at in my life right now. I think it's the journey to find true peace for yourself. Like, I became successful because I ran away from demons. I didn't like the way I was treated. I had a crazy relationship with my dad. I didn't like being broke. I didn't watching my mom work 3 jobs to make $90 a week and feel insecure. My mom had the opposite of significance. She just felt worthless. All those things were painful to watch, and I was like, I'm going to get rich and solve all that shit, right? So I think that drove me then. Being wealthy to help people in my 20s probably would have been my definition of life. Being a dad, great part of my life, but it's not my life. My life at this point is trying to uncover the things that cause suffering and disturbance in my life and solving them. And not only do it for myself, but for the people I love. And I really believe that, not controlling it, but I think there's so many things we can do around us with other people to, in turn, it comes back to us so we get to live peace in the way we want to live. I know that maybe that wasn't the greatest of answer because I've never said it out loud, but that's my goal in life right now. I want to keep making impact. I have an incredible team. I have an incredible girlfriend. My kids are amazing, but I want myself and everybody around me to have peace while they thrive. I guess that's peace while you thrive. I'm not talking about peace and just sit and hope things come to you. I go after it, but I do it peacefully.
Well, we're very grateful to have you here. Very grateful for everything that you do for other people around the world. Any last words you'd like to offer anyone?
Just to not learn through your own trial and error. There's so many great people out there. Investigate. Don't just. The most costly advice in the world is bad advice. It's your Aunt Edna who watched tennis her whole life telling you how to play tennis, or your broke friend telling you how to fix your finances, your single friend telling you how to fix your relationship. Bad advice is really costly. But good advice from someone who's playing the game at the highest level possible is the greatest thing that we have access to in the world. The needle in my life has moved more because of learning from others than any other thing. So find those that that inspire you, those that have already forged the path where you want to go, learn from them, get engaged, and go for it.
Dean, thank you for taking the time to share with us everything you've learned.
You got it, man.
Thank you. Very
Good to be
Thank
here.
you. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Before you go, you need to watch these next few videos. They're absolute game changers. Hurry up and click right over here and watch them, and I'll see you there.